So don't complain about the sound quality. Don't complain about there's no video. Just fucking let it be. Enjoy life. It's a real, I feel like the last 4 years we've all been on drugs. Trump is a drug for the people that love him and for the people that hate him. He's been a drug. Everybody's been hopped up on Trump. The media, Hollywood, his supporters, everybody. And now the party's over and people are still acting like the party's still going on. Like, you know when you used to get fucked up with people in high school and they pretended they were more drunk than they were?
Yes, yes.
And you knew that they weren't that fucked up. Or when you would trip out with somebody and they clearly had come down and they're like, I'm still up there, man. And it's like, no, you're not. Get us in a car and drive us somewhere. You're fine. That's what Trump supporters, hardcore Trump supporters, are acting like right now. They're pretending they're still drunk at a party in high school. Yeah. They're like, dude, I'm fucked up. Dude, we're going to win. We're going to win, bro. Fucking Georgia. Dude, I'm so fucking wrecked right now, bro. Are you ready? It's like, you're not wrecked. We know you're not wrecked. You're not drunk anymore. You're not even drunk. You barely had anything to drink. Right. We saw you. Right. You're barely drunk. You can legally drive. You just pretended to fall down. You can legally drive. And that's where we are right now in this great land. We have people, and then there's people even on the other side, like they're like, he'll never go away. He'll never leave. It's like this shit's all going to end, dude. COVID is going to end. Trump is going to end. And you have to accept the reality where those things are not running your life anymore. And I know that's depressing to many of you because even though you might have loved or hated Trump, he was this sense of stability. You're going to wake up, the president was going to tweet something fucked up, and then there was this plague outside that prevented you from doing anything. Those things are going to come to an end. We're at dinner the other night, and people were like, Trump's going to have this big media empire. And I'm like, I'm going on record now, and I could be wrong, but I'm going on record right now. I don't think he will. I don't think Trump's going to have a massive media empire. It takes a ton of capital. Can you give me a bottle of water from the... Thank you. I'm sorry. I don't want to make you breathe in the fucking... Ben's very sensitive. I spent 10 years doing cocaine, so I can't really smell a ton. But Ben's very like, I can't understand why they would do this with the chemicals. And I know, I don't understand it either. They were doing a deep COVID clean. Because apparently they thought this was a fucking hospital. This house is cleaner than a hospital right now. This is cleaner than the ER. Ben, the bottle of water's right there on the bar. You don't need to just get the bottle of water on the bar, please. And bring it out here. I called the guy who sent the maids. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? I like this guy too. But he sent this husband and wife couple, and they're a real fucking problem. The regular maid, it's her birthday, so she went away for the weekend. What was I saying before that?
You're talking about Trump.
He's not going to start a media empire.
Well, I mean, he might try. You need a lot of capital to start a media empire. People don't seem to realize that. You need tons and tons of capital.
Right.
And I just don't think he's going to do it. I could be wrong. I might be wrong. I just don't know. Is he going to start a media empire? People seemed very upset last night when I kind of were telling them, like, this is ending. The movie is ending. They were like, no, he's not going away. One of the guys at the table goes, he's not going away. He's going to have a media empire. He's going to be bigger than ever. I'm like, are you children? This is like people in high school before they go to college going, dude, we're still going to be best buds forever. You're not. You're probably not. Maybe. Statistically, you're not. some guy says to his girlfriend, he's like, even though we're going to different schools, we're still going to fucking love each other. You're not. It's over. Have a few summer fucks, and those are the tweets he's tweeting out right now. That's a few summer fucks because it's ending. Things end. And I think that this has been such a visceral experience for so many people. It has been really, really impactful. And their entire sense of reality is wrapped around this guy and people's reaction to this guy. That the idea of there not being a Donald Trump or it not being like this huge fight every minute of every day, the drama, the excitement. This is like drug addicts coming down. We're coming down. We're being weaned off a drug that we've all been on for 4 years. And somebody goes at the dinner last night to go, he's going to run again in 4 years. Are you people nuts? How bad do you need this guy? The oxygen. Trump takes all the oxygen out of the room. He's going to run again. He's going to have a media empire, and then he's going to run again. He's not going anywhere. Yeah, he's going to go somewhere. He's going to die eventually. Were you going to handle that? Then somebody at the table goes, I think Ivanka will run. There's just no thought that this is coming to an end.
Right.
Same thing with COVID. It's coming to an end, folks. Not tomorrow, not soon. But eventually it's going to come to an end. We're going to get a vaccine, or there's going to be herd immunity, and we're going to move on. And I know that that's people are like terrified of moving on from these two situations. You talk to people, they don't even like to hear that. When I go, it's going to end, they go, oh, I don't know about that. I'm like, do you not want it to end? Are you invested in this being the reality forever? Oh, I don't think it'll end. They go, I don't think so. People go, people are going to wear masks forever. Nothing will ever go back to normal. No one will ever leave their house again. This is just the way it fucking is. I'm like, well, in many states, they're leaving their house now. No, this won't end. Trump's going to have a media empire. We'll live in this reality forever. And I'm like, I've been to rehab. I've sobered up off drugs. This is very similar to addict behavior in early sobriety. Early sobriety is all about the idea that you're learning to let go of the things and the people that you had built this life around as a drug addict, needing this drug, the rituals, the people, the places, the things, all of that have to change. Early sobriety. Later on, you get deeper into why you're a fucking addict and you go, fuck me. I should go to a therapist. I got to deal with shit.
Right.
But early sobriety is all about like, okay, I can't hang out with Bill anymore because he's a problem. So we're in early sobriety right now. A lot of people are sobering up. QAnon, it's a real rough time now. I just hired a personal trainer. I'm trying to get him into QAnon right now. Just to get him down a rabbit hole so he doesn't fucking bother me. But I just hired a trainer. I've been told to hire a trainer forever. And I just hired a fucking trainer, and I started trying to get him into Q on the low. Started texting him. I'm like, hey, man, have you heard about this? He's like, yeah, I've been hearing something about that. I'm like, why don't you start reading about that? He's like, so what'd you eat today? I'm like, why don't we talk a little bit about QAnon for a minute? Let's just say there's bigger problems than what I had for breakfast. Let's just try to solve a few riddles that were posted on the internet, sir. Just before we get to the training session, let's talk a little bit about Q. But the QAnon people, I mean, they're gonna sober up like a cult. It's a few years, they're gonna be like, yeah, man, I was people, you know. They're going to do Netflix documentaries like, you know, Leah Remini's talking about Scientology. Yeah. And by the way, is that even interesting? There's like 25 documentaries about people that used to be in Scientology. Who gives a fuck? Yeah, you thought you were an alien and made $10 million. Why do we have to hear about it forever? Are you people heroes? I don't even understand. I mean, didn't you torture children too? What are you talking about? Why am I even interested in this? It's clearly a cult. We all knew it was a cult. We all thought you were retarded when you were talking about Xenu and an explosion of souls and that this is how you, and auditing. It was clearly a blackmail operation. You tell all your secrets to a guy that records them and then you can't get out. It's blackmail. We know what it is. It's Epstein's Island. We get it. Everyone else gets it. Why does there are 35 documentaries about this? This is like explaining Santa Claus not being real. Yeah, we know that. Nobody's shocked about that. Everyone's like, oh, this is this. Have you read Going Clear? Have you seen Going Clear? It's amazing. It's all the Scientology. They get wrapped up into this cult. Yeah, it's a cult like anything else. Like anything else. It's not that interesting. It's only interesting because celebrities are in it. Let's be very clear. No one would give a shit about Scientology if it was poor people only. And a lot of them are broke. But if Tom Cruise wasn't in it, no one would give a shit. They'd be like, oh, yeah, those people believe that, they're all alien life forms that were, yeah, they're into that. But because, like, Tom Cruise is in it, everybody's like, well, this is it's pretty cool. But it's they're going to have QAnon docs, is my point. In a few years, there's going to be somebody talking about that they were in QAnon. They were like, well, I was a follower of Q for years. And then I finally realized that when my husband kidnapped my son, because he thought I was selling him, the Clintons, and he kidnapped my son and he drove him across state lines, I realized the error of my ways. I realized that I shouldn't have been just reading those Q drops every day. I should have been looking for work. It's going to be QAnon docs.